The transmission clawed its way through the ship's console encryption at 3:17 in the morning cycle, pulsing with the kind of red alert urgency that usually precedes a life-altering mistake. I was busy wrestling with a coffee synthesizer that had decided to dispense a sludge closer to motor oil with a vendetta, so I almost ignored it. But the message from the Intergalactic Hazard Agency was succinct, terrifying, and strangely alluring. Director, do not engage. Subject, Elira. Species, Vampiran. Location, Drift 9. Status, uncontained, dangerous, irresistible. Now, I've never been accused of being a smart man. I once tried to fix a hyperdrive with duct tape and good intentions, but describing a fugitive as irresistible felt less like a government protocol and more like a dare. It is a universal truth that we often mistake a warning label for a welcome mat. Marn, my ship's AI and resident buzzkill, chimed in with a lecture about my unpaid docking fines and that unfortunate incident with a pirate monkey. But I was already rerouting the Wanderlight toward Drift 9. The station hung in the void like a bruise against the stars, a chaotic haven for black market deals and regrets swimming in glasses of purple fizz. I found her in a bar that smelled of rust, ozone, and desperate capitalism. Elira. She sat untouched by the grime, her silver hair shimmering like Event Horizon dust, ears curling back like Art Nouveau sculptures. She was looking at me before I even sat down. When I choked on my fermented cactus milk, she didn't laugh. She just slid into the booth like she belonged there. "They warned me you were dangerous," I said, trying to play it cool. "They warned me about humans," she countered, her voice like wind chimes in a vacuum, "that you're always trying to be the hero of someone else's tragedy." Despite Marn's refusal to open the airlock, and his remindful panic about the time I brought home a date who set the bathroom on fire, I brought her aboard. She wasn't the monster the stories promised. She was tired. Her people, the Vampirans, didn't just drink blood. They fed on memory, emotion, the soul's flavor. But they had stopped asking permission, and the universe had punished them for it. She was the last, or so she thought, until she guided us to Zone 9 Beta. It was a trap, of course, a research colony orbiting a dying moon, filled with the static of ghosts and broken science. In the center of a cathedral-like lab, we found a stasis pod containing a child, pale, delicate, with eyes like liquid silver. But waking her woke the Guardian, a shadow entity born of stripped memories, a creature of pure need. It chased us from the station, a cloud of data and darkness trying to interface with my mind, dredging up every humiliation I'd ever buried. Just as the shields began to fracture and the coffee machine exploded in a shower of despair, the child placed a tiny hand on the console. She didn't have a weapon. She was an anchor. She remembered for us, stabilizing reality itself and patching the corrupted code with her mind, allowing us to jump to safety. We were a family now, however dysfunctional. A sarcastic pilot, a reformed soul-eater, a neurotic AI, and a child who ate pancakes like they were a religious experience. We stopped at the Grand Fortune, a bizarre ship run by the chaotic Captain Trax, to buy supplies and a plush abomination the child adored. But the past has a nasty habit of catching up. Tovak and Lyriel, Vampirans cold as starlight, ambushed us among the stalls. They wanted the child, claiming she was the cure for their hunger, a living vault. Elira stood between them and the girl, proving that biology doesn't make a parent. Love does. We escaped, but the clock was ticking, and the galaxy felt smaller by the hour. The child led us to a secret moon, into a chamber carved from the fabric of memory itself. There we met Archive, Elira's mother, transformed into a living vault of history. She explained that the child wasn't just a survivor, she was a bridge, born to balance the bleed between the past and the present. She was a crystallized neural archive with a heartbeat. Archive entrusted us with a crystal seed, a final hope before the universe's hunters converged. The past will feed on the future, she warned, unless she chooses. We ran to the edge of known space, to a theoretical planet of obsidian glass where the physics were merely suggestions. A fleet of living metal shaped like regret chased us down, but we found something else waiting on the surface. Thousands of memory echoes, ghosts of light flickering in the dark. I wanted to run, maybe try mini-golf instead of existential warfare. But Elira trusted the girl. The child walked into the sea of ghosts, her crystal pendant pulsing. "I choose," she whispered. It was the end of forgetting. The echoes merged, healed by her acceptance, transforming into a single piece. She had stitched the broken timeline back together, not by fighting the past, but by embracing it. As we lifted off, leaving the ghosts to their rest, the ship felt different, quieter, warmer. The child asked if we could visit the space whales next, and even Marn's grumbling about the hull acoustics couldn't dampen the mood. We were drifting between stars that no longer screamed, just a weird, dangerous, combustible family flying into the dark. In the end, we didn't just save the girl, she saved us. And as for the pancakes, we definitely needed more sprinkles.